Particular story as there's news breaking out of Zimbabwe at this current moment.
Most definitely, Palesa, we've heard that police are firing rubber bullets this hour at protesters in the capital city, Harare. We were hoping to get those visuals. There they are now. We understand that this is a group of MDC supporters assembled outside the ZEC headquarters. We can see now some rubble or perhaps debris that's been burnt on the road, and MDC supporters clearly not looking happy this hour. Well, earlier on we heard that Zimbabwe's ruling ZANU-PF party did win most of the seats in parliament. Now, this is what official results showed earlier today, and the opposition MDC has started protesting against alleged widespread fraud as the count continued in these crucial presidential elections. The first one in 37 years that former President Robert Mugabe's face has not appeared on the poll. Of course, the parliamentary results that were released, of course, strengthened the chances of President Emmerson Mnangagwa holding power, but it did trigger such MDC demonstrations that we're seeing here in Harare already, and it's really realizing fears now that we would see clashes between angry opposition supporters and government.
All right, Keshni, as our viewers would recall that MDC Alliance leader Nelson Chamisa had, of course, indicated earlier this week that they're not prepared to accept the outcome of the results should their party, fail to make it in this election. So we're hoping to get in touch with our reporter Griselda Lewis, who's live in Harare at this particular moment to brief us. But as we are telling you this moment, breaking news out of Zimbabwe, police currently firing rubber bullets at protesters in Harare.
These are live visuals out of Harare in Zimbabwe, outside the Zimbabwe Electoral Command Center, where the vote counting is underway. We understand there have been clashes between opposition supporters and riot police. Details are a bit sketchy. We will try and get our reporter, the link up and running to our reporter for a live update from Harare in Zimbabwe. We also know that European Union observers are due to release their preliminary report on the Zimbabwean polls later on today. Now, this comes 2 days after its first ballot since Robert Mugabe was ousted by the military after 37 years in power.
All right, and we do know, Keshni, that the EU Observer Mission have already, said a word or two regarding those elections, basically saying that a truly level playing field was not necessarily achieved with this particular elections, as amongst other issues they're quoting is the misuse of state resources, bias in terms of state media, and intimidation amongst others.
Well, we did hear earlier that the MDC supporters were gathering from earlier on this morning outside the party headquarters in Harare. They were chanting slogans and shouting that they had won these polls. They have images of riot police armed amid the protesters there. Anti-riot police, of course, backed by water cannon trucks, and monitored the protesters. We are hearing from our foreign news editor Sophie Mokoena that gunshots and rubber bullets can be heard in the background. MDC supporters have been very vocal in the last day or so, saying that the results released are indeed biased, and they are trying to give an impression that ZANU-PF has taken this poll. We haven't yet heard any official response from the Movement for Democratic Change to the parliamentary figures, but its presidential contender, of course, that's Nelson Chamisa, says, and he is very vociferous on this one, that the presidential results are being faked.